For the past 10 years, there has been one undisputed heavyweight champion of wealth creation in the Indian equity markets. And it wasn't the giant blue chip behemoths that everyone talks about. And it wasn't the scrappy micro companies either. It was the mid caps. But right now, well, right under the surface, a massive structural shift is taking place. The smartest, deepest pockets in the entire market are quietly pivoting. They are literally moving billions of dollars into the very sector they used to actively avoid. To put this into perspective, over the last decade, mid-cap stocks have absolutely dominated. We're talking about the Nifty Midcap 150 Total Return Index generating a staggering 18.6% annualized return. I mean, that is a wealth compounding machine. It comfortably crushed the competition, officially making mid-caps the undisputed golden child of the market. But here is where the mystery actually begins. Despite this incredible 10-year track record, the smart money is packing up and leaving. Fund managers, the guys who control massive, flexible pools of capital, are quietly and frankly aggressively pivoting away from these proven mid-cap winners. They are systematically slashing their mid-cap allocations across the board. Just look at where the money is actually going. In March of 2023, the average flexi-cap fund allocation to small caps was sitting at just 12.7%. Fast forward to April 2026, and that number has skyrocketed to 19.3%. Major funds like ICICI Prudential FlexiCap have spiked their small cap exposure from 8% to nearly 28% in just 3 short years. That is a massive reallocation of capital. So the absolutely crucial question here is this. What did these billion-dollar fund managers know that the average retail investor doesn't? Why on earth would they abandon a decade of guaranteed mid-cap dominance to bet on the traditionally volatile small-cap sector? Well, to solve this mystery, we first need to understand the fundamental mechanics of the market. Before we get into the details, consider subscribing. It's absolutely free and helps me grow. Part 1. The mid-cap sweet spot. The speedboats of the market. To really understand this massive shift, it helps to think of the stock market as a giant ocean. On one end of the spectrum, you have your large caps. These are massive, incredibly stable container ships. They are very safe, but they turn and grow very, very slowly. On the other extreme, you have small caps. These are essentially high-speed jet skis. They're fast, they're thrilling, they can accelerate rapidly, but a single rogue wave can easily flip them over. Now, for 10 years, mid-caps were the speedboats. They sat in the absolute perfect sweet spot. You see, they had graduated from that fragile jet ski phase, gaining some much-needed structural stability, but they were still small enough to maneuver and grow rapidly. This sweet spot is exactly what allowed them to pull in that massive 18.6% return, easily beating out both the slow container ships at 13.4% and the volatile jet skis at 15.7%. And during this exact same 10-year period, institutional giants actively ignored small caps. And honestly, for good reason. Historically, the small cap space was just plagued by highly cyclical businesses, fragile earnings that could literally collapse overnight, weak corporate governance, and heavily indebted balance sheets. They simply weren't safe enough for billions of dollars of institutional capital to jump into. Part 2. The SEBI Bottleneck. Which brings us to Part 2. The SEBI Bottleneck. The unseen regulatory trap. The bottleneck we are seeing today actually starts with the math. The Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, has a very strict definition. Mid-caps are purely defined as the companies ranked from 101 to 250 by market capitalization, right? That is a hard, unyielding limit of exactly 150 companies. No more, no less. And here is the step-by-step chaos that strict definition creates. First, SEBI mandates that mid-cap funds must park at least 65% of their money into these specific 150 stocks. Second, fueled by all that great past performance, billions of retail rupees flood into these funds. Third, fund managers look at the board and realize only 40 to 50 of these 150 stocks are actually high-quality investable businesses. So fourth, you end up with billions of dollars violently chasing the exact same 40 stocks. As you'd expect, Valuations absolutely explode. Danesh Balachandran, the head of equity at SBI Funds Management, hit the nail on the head. He says midcap is a very narrow lane and a lot of people are trying to get into it. Imagine the chaos that it's creating in terms of valuations. This regulatory bottleneck is literally suffocating the future returns right out of the midcap space. The consequences of this bottleneck are devastating and totally undeniable. Because so much money is trapped chasing so few overvalued stocks, a shocking 82% of actively managed mid-cap funds failed to outperform their indices across recent 3, 5, and 10-year periods. Guys, just a few years ago, 65% of them were outperforming. That edge is completely gone. The divergence here is just staggering. Mid-caps are currently the only fund category to underperform their index over the past 3, 5, and 10 years, sitting at a negative 116 basis points over a decade. Meanwhile, small cap funds, they've outperformed their index by a massive 190 basis points. The math is completely flipping right in front of our eyes. Part 3. The small cap pivot. The genius escape hatch. So to escape this trap, the smart money is looking past that rigid top 250 and moving out into the untamed wilderness of the small cap universe. But they aren't just blindly jumping onto jet skis and hoping for the best. This is a highly calculated framework built on 3 very specific pillars: the regulatory escape, the fundamental transformation of the companies themselves, and the valuation reality check. Let's break these down. Pillar 1 is the regulatory escape. Unlike mid-caps, the small-cap universe is classified as anything ranked 251 and below. It's essentially an infinite playground. Balachandran notes that small caps are a much more heterogeneous space. As he puts it, I can very easily be negative on small caps and still find 10 opportunities. This allows fund managers to actually do what they are paid to do: pick good stocks, rather than being forced into an overcrowded, overpriced lane. Pillar 2 is the fundamental transformation. A recent study by Bajaj Finserv AMC uncovered something incredible. Small caps today are simply not the fragile, heavily indebted companies of 2018. Back then, net debt to equity was at 0.52. Today, it's near zero. Return on equity has climbed from 9% up to 12%. These companies are now funding their own expansion with cash, not debt. The jet skis have essentially been upgraded. And pillar 3 is the valuation reality. The smart money ignores the erratic PE ratios of small caps and instead looks directly at price to book value. And here the truth is crystal clear. The small cap index trades at a much softer multiple of 3.7 times. Mid caps, they're totally bloated at 4.6 times. In fact, nearly 50% of small cap stocks are currently trading below their 10-year average valuations. It's a bargain hunter's dream. Part 4. The ultimate lesson. Adapting to market shifts. So what is the ultimate lesson we can extract from this massive macroeconomic shift? Well, if you want to build wealth over the long term, you have to follow a few core takeaways. First, do not chase past returns blindly. Just because mid-caps returned 18% in the past does not guarantee they will in the future. Second, always watch where the institutional smart money is flowing. And most importantly, if you do shift to small caps, you must be prepared to manage the high volatility. Because look, small caps are fundamentally stronger today, yes, for sure, but they are still a bumpy ride. Since 2004, the small cap index has spent a terrifying 37% of its trading days down more than 30% from its peak. That takes extreme psychological resilience. Navigating this space requires meticulous stock picking, absolutely not a spray and pray approach. The market leadership is shifting, and the smart money is already making its move. So are you adjusting your portfolio to follow them, or are you sticking with the crowded mid-cap space? Let me know your strategy in the comments below. And hey, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more deep dive case studies. Watch my next video here.